All that time we were running with Sharon, I thought we were live and we wasn't. I hadn't even hit the start broadcast button yet. Well, anyway, welcome to the Saturday evening hangout. My name is Deborah Barton Burton from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I am your host tonight. Um, we were getting started late because I did not see we were not live. But this evening we're gonna have. I've got Terry Lewis here with me. We had talked about earlier starting a book club. Terry, I just went live, girl. I thought we were live earlier. Are you still on your call? And Frederick Carr was in here earlier. I guess he'll be back in a minute. But we're talking about setting up a book club during the week that we can. It'll be built around personal development. So those of you that are still seeking support and collaboration in reading some of the better books on personal development and growth, maybe you'll decide to come participate with us. I was in another book club about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I have the access, the condensed version of a lot of the books that are sold on in that genre that we can actually use. I have it in PDF form we can use uh, as we participate each week reading a book and discussing how it will work in our lives, because each of us are on a journey. We have what works for us doesn't necessarily mean it works for somebody else, and that's the growth that we got to get into, is understanding uh, just because you believe one thing doesn't necessarily mean it's truth for someone else. And when we can live in harmony of acceptance of one's beliefs for them, I think we find ourselves being more freer and less stressed in the world today. Before I came on the Hangout, I was looking at a video of, how they have the YouTube videos where they're holding up the cards and you read the card and the person is telling their story. I was reading about this young woman that her husband committed suicide. He was in the military, and their journey started out very positive and uplifting. They had two sons, and they lost. Just about the time she lost in a miscarriage, her third one, uh, her husband began to change. Uh, and the reason, my purpose of telling you about this story is the fact that we wonder why suicide is so high. And I believe that suicide is high among especially our teenagers and our military personnel, because they're put into a situation of aggression um, from others around them, and they don't know how to deal with it. We don't know what we don't know. We try to do the best we can with what we do know until we do know. But I know a lot of the military personnel, it's something new going on in the world today. My first husband was in the military, and I don't remember having as many military personnel having psychotic breaks. Now I'm going way back in the 70s. He went in 72, and we was there from 72 to 75. And I toured with him over Europe and everything, and I don't remember the circumstances that we see today from the men that was in the military then. Things were different. But what I'm hoping comes out of this consciousness is we got to stop fighting. You know, we go in other people's countries, we tear their country up, we kill their people, all in the name of peace. What peace is involved in that? I don't get it. Um, Now we all know that the circumstances of the last three wars had absolutely nothing to do with peace. Terry, how you feel about that? What do you think about that? She here, but she ain't saying nothing. She must be on the phone. But I just think that um, there is military, men in the military coming home, killing their wives, harming their children, and the mind is the strongest muscle we got, the brain. But it breaks too. It breaks too, and trying to deal with a lot of the stuff that they have to deal with. War is an ugly picture, and to live through it and be part of it can be very taxing on our brain, on our mind. The things that the people in the military have to go through today is life changing. I personally haven't been in the military. I've been associated, but I just can't imagine going to war, killing people. There's a consequence behind that. And one must carry that burden with them that they took a life. It is just kind of hard to see how we're going to get world peace going around the way we are, killing up everybody. I don't have all the answers. If you've got a comment you'd like to share with us on this fact that there's a problem in the world and we need to fix it by not fighting as much, please leave it on the event page. I will also, if you want to join us on the panel and discuss this issue with us, I'm going to place on the event page, for those of you that didn't see it come out, how you can join us on the panel. I got it on my notepad. That's why you see me looking like I'm looking. Terry, are you back yet or not?
Yes, I apologize. That was my niece from college. She's excited.
What is she excited about?
18, first time leaving home, she's adult, and, she said she's coming over to talk to me about some things. I can imagine what it is. But like I told her, enjoy the experience.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so she's on her way to the movies with some new friends, so which is good. I like
she's on her way to the movies with some friends, but she stopped to call you?
Yeah, because I shot at her yesterday, and she just responded back this afternoon at 4:00. I didn't get the message till late, so she called to see if I was okay. Because I usually respond back immediately to her.
That's funny. Your profile picture's gone. You got your cam on?
Hold on, let me see.
You got something over your cam. You got your cam turned on and something over your cam as to why it's turning up black. Because you was asking me that before you walked away.
Okay.
Oh, okay. There you go. You had your cam on.
Yeah. I apologize for that.
Well, I was just making note of it. That's all.
I was trying to click off so you wouldn't hear the phone ring when you was talking to other people on the panel.
Mm-hmm.
So I just clicked off. So where did was it, I know Sharon had to go.
Frederick dropped off. I don't know whether something happened with his Wi-Fi or what, but he dropped off while I was talking. I was trying to get your attention, uh, and he just dropped off. I guess he'll be back. Um,
You were talking about the war and people
yeah,
come
I
back
was
from the
talking
war.
about that video I saw on YouTube and how the how impacting that was to see this woman was in a lot of pain behind the loss of her husband who had committed suicide. And while I was watching the her story, I was trying to remember when I was military associated, did I see those circumstances out of the men in the military back in the day? And I don't remember. I don't remember men or women that were in the military having psychotic breaks. Now, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but it wasn't on the scale that we'd seen to be today. You know, for a minute there, we had a rash of men coming home and killing their wives. It was like they were playing copycat. One came home, killed his wife, and then the next thing you know, it was a whole host of them coming home and killing their wives. It makes me wonder, is there some form of mind programming that is going on with these men in the military, as well as in the law enforcement? You know, you don't just wake up one day and decide I'm gonna kill somebody. That's just too wicked of a mind for me to comprehend. There are people that do it. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just simply saying that if you're a trained individual in the law enforcement world, that's your job. When did a trained individual need to kill an unarmed person? That we're going through a lot of that. It's almost like the value of life ain't there no more. Nobody's valuing the life around, people's lives, which is sad, really sad. Think about it.
Well, you gotta understand, um, our mind is not like is a machine in a way where when you go in, you're trained to protect, honor, and do what you got to do. But that's why a lot of these military. My husband's a military man. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's why a lot of the military, they do not redirect that mind to say it's okay not to kill now. You don't have to kill now. Um, you know, but they just turn them out. They just turn them out and not giving them their support. That's why you see on commercial in this country. Why do we have to give donations for the vet, and Uncle Sam has the money to do it, and why are they asking the public to finance it so to get the vet straightened out? That I never could understand.
Mm-hmm.
I never could understand that.
Well,
We supposed to have the money because we supposed to have the money to do this. So why the vets are asking for money? And Uncle Sam is said that he gonna protect, give whatever you need is when you get out. That I don't understand that.
well, you know what, Terry? That's funny that you say that because I thought about the same thing. We pay tax dollars to the government in the form of FICA, and well, FICA is our Social Security, and then we have federal tax. This money does not go to finance our government. It goes strictly to the IRS to be funneled to the Federal Reserve for the interest of the money that we borrowed from them, this is so ludicrous. When I understood what happened back in 1913, all I can ask is why? I mean, why did we give up so much of our power to control our money? Back in 1913, the Federal Reserve was given the right to print money for our government. Well, that was the stepping stone to everything else changing too. But when they talk about the deficit, that is the interest that we owe on the money that we've already borrowed. And we are putting our children in debt before they can even obtain a credit card or buy a house or drive a car. They're born in debt, which is kind of ludicrous, because if they tax the Federal Reserve on the money that they make, we would have a surplus. Don't you find it strange that so many circumstances are happening now where the people have to donate to help the people, but yet our tax dollars aren't playing into the situation of help? And what I mean by that is people are donating astronomical dollars, I mean large amounts of money, to organizations to deliver, to be a stepping stone out of crisis in the United States. And I was wondering, well, wait a minute, what about the tax dollars that go to the government? Why aren't the government taking care of this? Well, you know, like he said, Kennedy said, don't ask what your government can do for you. What can you do for your government? I think that was a very good speech. It made sense. But the times have changed, where doing something for the government isn't going to help the people. It's going to help pay off the debt for something that we should be doing anyway, and that's printing our own money.
Well, I can't get into that because I really don't know. I really don't know. All I'm just saying is, a question was saying is that these people coming back from the army all messed up, but they have not been deprogrammed to say it's okay, you don't have to do this anymore.
How would you deprogram someone that's lived through it?
Well, the thing about it is, it's just like you just gotta have to keep working and working until you get it right. But these guys that coming back, we went through wars. We went from Vietnam War to Desert Storm, this one. We rapidly was in wars. We didn't have a healing process yet. We didn't have a healing process. So you go on water, and by the time you better say, okay, we're going to start a healing process, you look around, put us back in war again, for whatever reason.
You got to look at the fact that 9/11 impacted the United States in such a manner that I lost no one in 9/11, but it has impacted my life tremendously.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even aware of it until it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I went to see the movie 9/11, of the circumstances of 9/11. And I sat in that theater at the end of that movie and cried like a baby. And I had no one to cry over, other than the fact that I experienced the loss of 3,000 plus people.
Well, I'm right there in New Jersey, so I know some people who have died in there. And 9/11 was yesterday.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it until my son brought it up to me this morning.
Yeah, they were doing a celebration on for 9/11.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a sad situation, and you know it's gonna take years and years and years to get over that. It's not gonna be overnight. It's not gonna be a couple of years. It's gonna take years and years because innocent civilians had went through that and suffered through it. You know,
Mhm. It's
and
still affecting America today.
it is
And,
because the baby boomers who lost their children are still living.
hmm
You know what I mean? It's like I say, we went to war, to war, to war, war, to war, to war, war, to war, to war, and
Well, the Bible said in the last days that we would have wars and rumors of wars. So,
yeah,
it's not surprising that I see what I see. It's just I did not in my upbringing expect to be in my lifetime, but I guess I'm wrong, and times are proving me wrong. It's happening right now,
yeah,
and the only thing that I can say to people is get your choices made and know what's important.
yeah,
Because the funny thing is, have you ever just sat and thought about it? Everything you struggle to get, you are actually getting for someone else because you can't take it with you. You leave it for someone else to have. And how much do we really need to be happy?
yeah,
We don't need nothing to be happy. We can just choose to be happy and be without all this stuff.
yeah. But the thing about it is, it's really how my grandmother says it best is prepare the next generation to have something coming into the world to have something. When you leave this world, you're not taking it with you. That's true, but you prepare the next generation to have something to build on, and that's why
You know
people.
what? This is the thing though. What's important to you doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be important to them, and they will squander.
Well, if whatever it is, they squander or what have you, but you still leave something for the next. Well, out of a few pack, there's somebody going to do good by it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, I believe in having property. I believe in having something left for my children. Now, what they do with it is on them, but I teach them the values when they was children. I
Right.
Everything is taught. Just like my nephew said to me, God bless the dead. He said when he was a little boy, was able to read, his mom and father made him sit down at the table every morning before he went to school and read the newspaper.
Mm.
Every morning, newspaper, stocks, and the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, he passed away about 15 years ago. His son does the same thing with his children. Sit down and read the paper. Not
Mm-hmm.
get on the internet. Get that hard copy paper and read the paper. And then Sunday, they the New York Times. These are 7, 8, 9 year olds are doing that. So it has to start from the time the child is small to and set those values there, because you may wave away from your values. Eventually, you come right back around to those values. So what I'm saying is that giving my children, even though I have a disabled son, my son now understand the value of having things and be able to keep them. So he said, when I have a son, when I have children, I want to teach them the values. So therefore they have something coming to the world. So yeah, they may squander, then they may not. It's how you prepare them. And sometimes you can prepare them all you want, and they do, but there's gonna be one that going to say, "Hey, look, if I got this start, I know I can build on it." And you teach them how. It's like building blocks. We was in kindergarten. We learned how to build blocks, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, we that is a form of building what is there. So my grandmother said, "You leave it for them to build their blocks.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in it. And my cousin, she believes in it. She told her children when they were little kids to believe in building.
Mm.
That's something to think about.
It is.
It
Yeah.
started from when you were a child, and and just like I said, it takes a village to raise a child, and that is correct. So the values that my mother, my father, my grandmother, and my aunts and uncle, those values, I see it, I feel it, and it was instilled in me and my brother. It was instilled in us that we have to build those blocks, a foundation. And some people say, why? Because it's for our children. We love our children. We want our children to be the best they can be. Okay? We want our children to have a foundation somewhere, somehow.
Mhm. With everything that we're doing, though, do you see them getting what it is that we want them to have in this, with things working out the way they are?
Yes and no. I can only say about with my daughter. I can honestly say yes, because she's a go-getter. She's going to go back to school to do biochemist, whatever, to help her to operating room, whatever. I see all she talks about is how she can get on to the next level. People that she surrounded herself with are talking and saying, how can we get to the next level? How do we be able to maximize our money that we have worked hard for and be able to make it turn it into a profit? So, I see, because she said, look, grandma and my great grandmother, my great grandparents, my grandmother, and you gave me a tool to work with. I'm going to work it. Because my brother, he had to rely on me. So I got to make sure that we are okay. So whatever happened, remember one thing, she said, just funny last night. Remember one thing, grandma instilled in you how to survive. My friend who went to school for agriculture is teaching me how to plant a garden from his apartment. He's Macedonian, and she's learning the different elements how to plant organic food. So he said, Mom, if we have to go back to Virginia, we got a big field, we can plant our food, we can eat. We can eat. If we had to be vegetarian, we can eat. And that's instilled, and that's what every time I go home and look, and I don't have it there now, called a smokehouse. And she see pictures. In that smokehouse was smoked meat. And she saw the garden. She said, Mommy, that's what grandma was telling me before she passed away. You have a tool to work with. That pass it on down.
Hmm.
That's coming from Miss Chantel.
Hmm.
So all I have to say is this. She did pay attention. I thought she did. She paid
Be
attention.
blessed. There's a lot of them don't.
Because she said, Mom, what goes around come back in that circle again. It rotates back again, back again. You may stay away from it for a while, but eventually you're gonna come back to your roots, what you know, what you was taught, and see proof it works.
Hmm.
So, that is my philosophy, and I stand truth on it because I know what I experienced over the years and see it work. And when I go home, I see, like, my cousin, she been living in Baltimore most of her life. Like, I live in New Jersey. She went back home. Her mom left her property. She built a new house on that property, and she retired on that property. But I noticed we said we was laughing back in April, and I was sitting on her porch, and I was saying, it's funny. Everybody ended up. My cousin who lived in Youngstown, Ohio, he came back home. I have a cousin that lived in Chester, Pennsylvania, came back home. My uncle from Buffalo, from Buffalo, came back home. My aunt, she came. Everybody eventually go back home and live the rest of their days out.
Yeah, well, you know what? I can see that happening. It's in the Bible where the prodigal son left, where he came back home, because that's where your roots are. That's where you, um, really are anchored. You go out in the world, and the world will beat you up
Spit
and,
you out,
and spit you out. So
and you go back home, till you know where is comfort. You go back home where is comfort, where is comfort,
right,
because you can't go
you
down.
know, where you're appreciated, where things matter, they make sense.
Yes, and that's what. And people ask me, "Are you ever going back home?" I told them, "Hell no." And then now I'm looking at it. Hmm, I may, I may, I know I will. Because my final resting place will be at home on the reservation. That's where my final resting place will be. I know that. So yeah, I don't have anything anchored here. There's no, there's no, there's no ground, there's no foundation here in New Jersey.
Hmm.
Most likely, I end up going home. My children were born here. They don't have no anchor here. They end up what? Going home. You know. My cousin Jeff, who passed away 2 months after my mom, his daughter is thinking. She's been living in Ohio all her life. She's talking to my cousin. She's thinking about coming back home, and that's not our home. But she said it felt like it's safer here, quiet, you know. And she want to raise her children at home. So it goes back from the genes, the DNA, or whatever was in store from you. So I'm not coming back around.
Did you see that movie? I'm gonna change the subject for a minute. Did you see that movie? And did you understand 50 Shades of Grey? My daughter's playing the song right now that it brought to mind me.
No, my daughter saw it.
What does she think of it?
I don't know. She sees so much. Eventually, I will see it.
It's a very erotic movie. It's at first my first time seeing it, and I've seen it 3 times, was a level of let's see, how did I feel then? Amazement. Like, what in the world they put this on in a movie now? It's about S&M.
Hmm.
Sadic, what is it? Sadist masochist, sexual encounters or whatever. But the movie is a very erotic movie, and it'll show you how you think you playing and get played,
Hmm.
because she was stronger than him,
Hmm.
a lot stronger than him. It's a movie that I do recommend seeing it. It's a very good movie. I love the song to it,
Hmm.
but the song is goes right along with being erotic.
Hmm. But you know what? I will tell you. Tomorrow, I'm going to a play in Philly. One of Shantae's friends, who's an actor, he's trying to get on the Broadway. He has a play in Philly tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know the name of the play, what it's about, or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And Shantae said, "Mommy, we're going to the play tomorrow." Oh yeah, okay, I go. I don't know, but I'm going because Chadwick, he's inspiring to me. He's a young guy, and he wants to get onto Broadway in New York, and I believe he's going to get there. He
Uh-huh.
met quite a few different actors and actresses. I told him a few things that what I know because of my background, and he went to that road and he succeeded. But I'm going there to support him and let him and cheer him on for him to go ahead and continue. He's 34 years old, 34, 35, and and this is his dream that he wants one day to be on the live screen and what's that older actor Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
He Morgan Freeman, the age he is, he's still going strong. I got maybe some chance for me.
Make some what?
Maybe there's a chance for me.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not a movie person. If I see a movie and my daughter recommends to see the movie because she knows what type of movies I like, I don't like anything that's gonna make me cry. I won't see them. I don't like horror. But I talked to her about the Shades of Grey movie, and actually, is that something I would like to see? And then she'll say, "Mom, no, I won't see it because I don't like, sadness. I don't."
There's nothing sad in the movie about it.
Well, I don't like I said, I never know anything about it, so I can't make no recommendation if and or whatever. I have to, ask her what she think, and she said, "Okay, Mom, this is what it's about," and then I'll go and take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I never say no. You know, I haven't seen. Was it coming out of cop? Was it the L.A. Not Cool J. What was that movie? Coming out of Cochran.
Coming out of what?
What's that movie from California? Um, I'm
Not
picturing in my mind. Um, not LL Cool J. Um, not him. Oh gosh, Coco. I can't think of it. It's the tip of my tongue. Um, supposed to be one of the good movies for over the summer.
uh-huh.
Is coming out? Was it L.A.? I can't think of the name of it. God. Well, anyway, my daughter and I were supposed to see it tonight, but she was calling to work, so I get to see it sometime next week.
Oh, okay.
Supposed to be very good.
Okay.
Yeah, so because she told me she had to work. She had to work today. She will go see it, but then she told me that Kendrick has Cedric having that play tomorrow night. So that blew that back for another day. But that's it.
I think Janet's here tonight.
Who?
Janet Jackson.
Oh, she's there in Ohio.
Yeah, she's at the uh I forget what they call that area town. But yeah.
Uh, and then your daughters are going.
No, the girl that Sierra did her hair, she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
She came to get her hair done for going to it. And I think she's here tonight. But
I think I'm gonna go see her.
do you?
I think yeah.
Uh,
I'm thinking.
any specific reason why?
Well, she's older. She's older, and I leave the young kids with the Beyonce.
Uh,
Give me Janet, you know.
I feel you.
And what other entertainer out there I want to see?
Huh?
What other entertainers out there, that I want to see?
Right. I've always wondered if Janet was good in concert.
They said she is.
Yeah, that's what that girl said. She had seen her before, and she said she loved it.
Yeah.
I've seen her brother, but I've never seen her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Pat, Pat LaBelle is something else.
oh, really?
Yeah. Patty, yeah, she's something else. I had opportunity to sit down with her when she was in on public TV in Delaware, along with
Yeah.
the station, and we stayed up all night long, just talking back and forth, talking trash.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, yeah, and because I knew one of the guys on the Temptations, and he was walking by, and I said something to him. He said, "Oh my God!" And then, they went up to the suite, and we all talked. We had a good time that night. And I had my girlfriend with me because her sister and her husband invited me to go with them, and they had a ticket. So I went to Delaware because Delaware State was my college town, and oh my God, we didn't sleep. We had a ball. We ate breakfast. We had a ball. We
Mm.
had a ball, and
Mhm.
she's very much down to earth. I tell you, but she gives a good performance as well.
Does she?
Hmm. So these are things. These are my plans for the future. Start getting out and you know meeting different people, and you never know where it's going to lead you, Deborah.
I know, and I'm looking forward to that. I really am looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Um, I mean,
Are
if
we still live on radio?
yes, we are.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to shut it down because it's already at the past the top of the hour.
Yeah.
Uh, I only wanted to run it for 1 hour tonight, but I left it running because we got started so late because we was in here talking, but I didn't turn it on.
Oh.
I forgot to turn it on.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, anyway, I'll let you close it out.
we was doing all that talking and we wasn't even live, which it had. I was so busy talking to Sharon about going down south and moving to the south and why and so on. Totally forgot to turn it on.
Oh well. Let me let you turn it. It's 8:08.
Yeah, well, I gotta run to Staples real quick and get a cartridge for my printer.
Deborah, turn it off.
Okay, let me turn this off. Thank you for listening, guys. Subscribe to my channel.